All right. Good morning, beautiful people. Sunday, October 18th. Wow. I can't believe it's almost November. There goes Clarissa running. I wonder why she's running. Why are you running? I don't think she wants to be seen on the video yet. She's not quite ready. Okay, so this morning I have a couple of thoughts, and I appreciate that Angie, Maxine, and Michelle are on the call this morning. I said Maxine, I never say Maxine. I appreciate that. Angie, Max, Michelle, and now Sergeline are on the call because I know this is the time of year when people start checking out, and it really doesn't make any sense to me because I feel so strongly about this business and the fact that it changes who we are as people, right? It makes us better people. It makes us better able to handle challenges that come our way. It makes us emotionally, mentally, and physically stronger. So why people check out at this time of year, I have no idea. No idea. We have Michelle on twice here. How are you? So I think today is kind of like a little bit of a tough love day because it's the time of year when we're not really sure if people are wanting to work on their health and fitness goals. At the same time, that's okay. Marco. Oh, we have people trickling in.
I have to. Why am I there twice? What's happening
now? Yeah, you're good now. Good morning, Margot. So it is that time of year when people are uncertain about whether or not they're committing to their goals. I know for us in Canada, we just finished Thanksgiving, and for the US, it's going into Halloween and then into Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving transitions right into pretty much Christmas holidays, right? So as much as it's that time of year when people aren't really sure, we have in Ontario, gyms have closed down. I know where Michelle is, there isn't much that's open. So we still are in this like pandemic state, and people are going to need us now, especially at this time of year, more than ever. So just keep having those conversations. So I'm at Success Club 8, and it's only because I keep having those conversations. It's not like I had one lady join this month who is a Zumba lady who I've been asking forever to join, and she has joined now because she's not comfortable going to a gym, and she's watching and watching and watching and watching and watching, and she was like finally like, fuck it, I'm gonna join, because she was not comfortable. I don't know what her home situation is like, and she was not comfortable going outside of her bubble, right? So I have that lady who joined. I have another couple ladies that have joined just because they've been watching me for so long be so consistent. And if you're not getting people into conversations and just having them, like some of these ladies I've been talking to for like 3, 4, almost 5 years. So it's not like it's an overnight business. But if we check out on ourselves, then we check out on our business, then we check out on the opportunity to help someone else feel better in life. And that sucks, right? We know how much this impacts us, but you have to have the conversations. So my only news for today, honestly news, is that I'm hoping that every single one of you watched Mandy Kai's call from Thursday night, because she does not bring any bullshit. Mandy does not profess to, sometimes I feel like when you watch a top coach, it almost feels like a unicorn, right? They're like this unicorn that, they're off living their life and they're doing all of these fun things, and and you're like, wait a minute, like how are they there? Because you can't do that on an hour a day, right? You cannot build a life like that on such little time and dedication and putting that into your business. And Mandy never comes across that way. Mandy grinds. Mandy works her ass off. Mandy expects her coaches and her team to work their ass off too. And she only runs with those that are willing to run, right? She's not going to drag someone along. She's not going to make them do something that they don't want to do. And so that's one of the things I've always really enjoyed about Mandy's calls, is because she's in it with us. Like in 80 Day Obsession yesterday, Autumn was like, I could be walking around, I could be making sure everyone's form is right, I could be doing this, but I'm in this with you. And that's what I love about Mandy, is that she works hard and she talks about working hard. She doesn't talk about how it's just this, you know, I worked a couple hours today, and that's not her. She talked about how she was on a phone call with a coach at 4 a.m. in Paris, right, while she's on vacation, about how this coach could hold her diamond. You know, and because this person wanted to run with her, she was willing to put in that time regardless of where she was. And so I think it's really that, like, gut check, dig deep time of year, and just keep having those conversations. You should have a steady flow of messages in your inbox all the time. I know I have not been able to do a power hour every single day or post on social media every single day, but the two things that I have not missed a day on are my stories and following up with, like, replying to the people in my inbox. That's it. Like, those things are constantly going. Right? If I miss out on those, I'm not going to have anyone to talk to. So that's kind of all I had that I wanted to say today, is like, it's the dig deep time of year. It's the time of year when you have to stick to your goals more than anything to prove to people that it is possible. You know, I was sharing with my hairdresser yesterday why I picked the program I did, going back to work full time. And I picked the program that's an hour long for 4 workouts a week, because I needed to prove to myself that I could do it. I needed to prove to myself that I think if I had done an easier program, I would have slacked off. And so I needed to make that commitment to myself. And I already know what I'm doing for December, and then 9-week Control Freak is the next one. So yeah, it's mapped out, and I'm having those conversations. So I challenge everyone this week to, like, a minimum of 10 conversations a day, minimum 10 new conversations a day with, and it doesn't, when I say new, it doesn't have to be a brand new conversation. Maybe it's someone you haven't talked to in like 3 months, right? Maybe it's someone that you're like, oh, I was talking to her like a year ago, and, or maybe it's someone who's watching your story religiously, and they're like, you don't know how to reach out to them. Just have a conversation with them, get the wheels turn, get the momentum going on that. So that's kind of my thoughts. Did you have anything you want to
share? My thoughts are, it's getting darker. Now when I wake up, here it's almost 8 a.m. That gets brighter, and sometimes not, because it's pouring rain and still like gloomy, and then we're going through a pandemic, so it's lots of things for us just to be like already in a not very good mindset. So my only thing is like, do your fitness, do your nutrition, drink your shake, do your personal development, because it's, you know, like, it took me so forever. I'm gonna share my experience. I was talking to Tamara this morning, and I was like, it took me about like 9 months into the business, because I was just like inviting. That time was not making connections. They used to say vital behaviors was to be product after product, and invite. So I was like inviting. No, it was not like conversations. How are you? How's blah, blah, blah. No, that was not that. It's like, we kind of had like a little message that I would send to everyone. So I would just like do that. But so I put that in the back burner for a long time. And I think probably about around September, mark of 9 months, that's when I started doing it. And slowly I start seeing the difference, especially when I did the You Are a Badass for the first time. And I was talking to a coach. So you have to do it now, because what we're going through is already very stressful for everyone. And now winter's coming, so, and you cannot, for me, it's like we cannot travel. This is our happy place, travel. So there's not much to look forward. I was asking Tamara, what are you looking for within the next 6 months? She's like, spring. So it is that, it's reality, people. It's reality. So we need to do personal development, because it's hard.
The other thing with personal development too is if you're finding that you don't have anything to post, that you're like, I don't know what to post today, you're not doing personal development. If you're doing personal development, you will always have something to talk about, always, because you'll have that like, holy, I was listening to this thing today and this lady said this and this made me think of this. Like, you will always have something to talk about if you're doing your personal development. Always. And the other thing with personal development is you have to make it work for you, right? If you are in the beginning of your business, you're not doing some John C. Maxwell leadership personal development book. You're not, because it's not going to move you forward in life. Yeah, it's great and you'll learn from it, but you're probably not at the stage in your business where you even feel confident to be a leader. You want to start the momentum going. So what's going to kick your butt a little bit to help you move forward in your business? It's not going to be a leadership one. It's going to be something for your soul, something that gives you the confidence to send that message that you're like, no, fuck it. Like, this person, maybe they do want to join me. I don't know, right? If I don't know if I don't ask. So you have to make it something that speaks to your soul, that lights your soul on fire, because if you're forcing yourself to listen to a book, I've sent books back on Audible, ones that I was like, okay, I don't know if you've heard of the author Byron Katie. I've heard a ton of great things about her, but I bought a book off. I couldn't listen to it. I felt like she was almost patronizing me, and I was like, okay, because she uses a lot of like sweetheart and in her book, and I'm like, I don't want someone to talk to me like that. So I sent it back. Maybe it's a book that I could actually read and not one that I could listen to. It has to fit for you. It has to work for you. It has to give you that, like, oh, I can do this. I can send these messages.
So anyways, those connections or invitings that I was doing that time, I was talking to this person, and I remember like I was in a very bad time in my life, very dark place. It was when we were going through divorce. That's when I signed up. And talking to her now, she doesn't believe much in personal development. And I feel that now I evolved as a person. Fast forward 5 years into the business. She started a while ago, but like her mindset, it's just not pushing her forward, not moving her forward. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm a completely different person. What I am now in the business, even like this year, I lost the ship. I had my seasonal contracts with the ship. I don't have anymore. We had the Zumba kids until spring break. It's all gone until 2023. So like I don't have any debt. So now I had to become full-time Beachbody coach. But now I have the confidence to do that. Before I did it. And so I told, like, look at her and when I was and where she was in her life, because she was like with another partner and also going through divorce, but she was like pregnant and all that. But just like the mindset, completely different. We went like this. I went like this and she stayed. And now she's in a bad place because so many things going into her life, plus. Anyways, personal development is the answer. You have to brainwash our negative brain. I don't know, one of the books that said that 70% of our brain is already negative.
It wasn't the book, it was Natalie. It's the lady who I did my life coaching course with. 70% of what we say to ourselves is negative, and 85% is the same thing we said yesterday, right? So we already majorly talk to ourselves in a negative way, but then we repeat 85% of what we say in our head, and we make it real.
That happened totally to me. I think that clicked for me when we went to talk to Natalie, when I went to just like think yourself thin, something like that. We have a little server in our brain. And when you say, oh my goodness, you go to the mirror, it's like, oh, I'm fat. Oh my goodness, cellulite. Oh my goodness, handles. That's what the little server is saying. Fat. He just say you are fat. He writes it down. Fat. Loving handles. So he makes you go and open the fridge and eat. So you get fat, you get lovey hands, you get cellulite. And I was like, that was my freaking whole life. And it was like an aha moment that I was like, that's totally like whatever you tell yourself. Then Natalie goes around and says, to change that, you need to say how you want to feel. I want to feel amazing. And then I remember in the beginning of Beachbody, I started saying, oh my goodness, I look so much better. Look at this. I'm getting curves. I'm getting like more toned. And then my little server, without even knowing that, my little server was writing that kind, toned. I feel much better. And I was like, and then that's when my journal kind of like exploded and I never gained the weight back. But even like the yo-yo, I would say, oh, when Christmas coming, I'm going to gain the weight back. I used to say that to myself all the time. What my little server was writing, gain the weight back at Christmas time. And then I had Natalie, was like, OMG, that was my whole freaking life. Yeah, so that's why.
If you start paying attention to just even language, we always say as humans, we say, don't forget. Hey, don't forget to blah, 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 blah. What have you basically just told yourself to do?
Forget.
You've told yourself to forget, because when you say don't forget, your brain hears the word forget, but then has to negate it. It has to cancel out the forget instead of just saying, please remember, right? If we say, please remember, or hey, T, remember to do this today. I've told myself to remember, and I'm way more likely to remember to do it than I am the don't forget. So just even how like language is formulated, push through the hard. What's hard? Like, yeah, okay, you're pushing through a workout. Just say push through the workout. Push through this 15 reps, push through this. So even if when you start paying attention to language around like the gym or how we talk to ourselves, it's really set in a negative tone, you know, and then you have to negate it in your head. So when you ask someone, and the funny thing is I always ask clients, how do you want to feel? And the majority of the time will say, I don't want to feel tired. I don't want to feel lazy. I don't want to feel fat. I don't want to feel, and I'm like, you just told yourself you want to feel tired, lazy, fat, and right? How do you want to feel? And the best is the way Natalie talks about it is she says, if you were to have a contractor come into your house to redo your kitchen, you would not say, don't paint my kitchen blue, right? It's the same thing. You would say, paint my kitchen this specific tile color, right? It has a number and a name and everything. That's what you would say. But we say to ourselves all the time, the don'ts. Don't do this. I don't want to feel this way. How do you want to feel? So like my words that I say to myself all the time, I want to feel vibrant, alive, energized, proud, right? Proud. I want to feel fulfilled. And how do I feel that way? I feel that way when I help someone else feel good. That's how, so then I will send that message because I focus on how I want to feel. And I know if I can come from where I came from, I can help someone else do that too. So we talked a lot.
I know, sorry you guys.
So watch, if you have not done it yet, your homework besides watching this call is to watch Mandy Kai's call. I did post it in the freshman
Michelle
campaign.
was there with me. She kept like making the comments of, yes, Michelle.
Yeah, it is so good. I could listen to Mandy speak like nonstop. She's amazing. So now is your time, ladies. Hop off mute, ask questions, share what's going on. How's everybody doing?
How's life? How's the pandemic? How's the rain?
Don't be silent. We want to hear from you. I'm gonna tell my story of Friday if nobody says anything.
No, I want to know if Margot signed up, Andy. Sorry, Margot.
No, she hasn't signed up yet because she's being a daughter, but she's
turn a card.
Yes, yeah. And the last time, of course, I just did it all for her. Like I opened up her email and I thought, no, I'm going to let her at least fill out the form. So that's the stumbling block now because she has the form and she just hasn't filled it out yet. But she will, because I will not feed her any more food until she does.
Good.
Sorry, Annie, you don't get dinner tonight.
Good. She's 22?
23. Yeah, I know. She's just a wee little 23-year-old who needs to be fed, you know.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I know. We just weaned her off of the bottle. It was vodka, but that was besides the point. I do have a question though. What do you guys send to somebody? I've got this woman, and Tamara, she does, I don't know what it is. She's a very high level in her own network marketing, that Neora lady that I sent you the information about the book too. Anyway, she still really wants me to write. I've said to her, I'm not like a high level network marketing chick. I'm just a chick that knows how to spell network marketing. That's about as all I got. And but she still wants me to contribute to this book for some reason. So anyways, whatever, I'm going to check it out more today. But anyway, she was saying to me, she said, because we were talking a little bit about both of our different businesses, and she said, well, can you send me a link, like to send me a link, like what your business is all about, what your product, do we have a link like to sort of explain it in a nutshell? Like, I don't even know how to, and maybe I'm a big dummy, but I never really, the only thing I've ever done is tried to advise a person, depending on what their goals are, to a certain challenge pack. And then I create a share cart and send it to them. I've never really and I know that I don't want to send them to my website because I just have a Beachbody website. So it's very generic and kind of boring.
Looking for client information, like what we do to help our clients, or is she looking for like coaching information? She wouldn't be able to coach.
No, she sent me a link to Neora, and it was like a very easy, like, where the hell is it now? Here it is. Just I don't know whether you can see that. Can you see that?
No,
maybe not. No. Anyways, it's just a link, and you press it, and then you go through and you hit play, and you go through I don't even know how long it is. It's a Neora overarching product video, and just talks about product and all that stuff. It's your typical video that people send. But whenever anyone asks me to send them a link, I know that that's not a good thing anyways, because it means sort of like, just send me a link and off you go type of thing. So I avoid doing that. But I don't even know if we have a link like that sort of explains.
I don't know what's in, like, I would suggest looking through the coach, like in the shareable media, like resources. But honestly, I think that the difference between a company like Neora and a company like Beachbody is Neora is so specific. Like, people are looking for a specific thing when they're going there. So you can send them, a link that is kind of an overarching umbrella of what it is. Beachbody is people. Beachbody is you. Beachbody is me, right? So I'm the missing piece. Everybody, if you ask a 5-year-old, how does someone get healthy? They're going to say they eat good and they work out. Like, people know what to do, but we are the missing piece because we are the accountability. We're the ones that are like, okay, this program is not working for you. I need to switch you to Morning Meltdown 100 because you keep restarting a program and that's not serving you in any way. We're going to print off this 100 chart. You're going to just start checking it off. How many workouts are you doing this week? Right? Or like what Clarissa did with a couple of people on Friday, where she literally mapped out the containers for them.
I was like, what do you eat for breakfast?
What do you eat at lunch?
I said, okay, this one,
plugged it in.
fruit, because she doesn't eat fruit. I customized the containers into hearts.
Right.
And I made it work for them because it was not working.
So that's the piece of coaching that makes it different than like Neora and It Works and like even Arbonne. Like, people are going there for a specific reason. Yeah, I've ordered Arbonne. I've ordered Roden and Fields because I go there for a specific reason. When it comes to like health and fitness, though, it's so such a broad, personal connection.
Yeah,
I know.
So the thing I suggest you do, and this is on my list to do this week, is that you make a video every single month talking about what we do. And I make mine, I try to make it 5 minutes long. I can share my most recent one. I did one at the end of September for our Fall Back into Shape. I want to do another one for end of October. So it has to get done like this week, like today or tomorrow or something, where I talk about what we do, what they're going to get in their package, how we can customize their package if they have other needs, the nutrition plan access that they're going to get. I talk about everything in it. And then I don't even know. I don't know if I say the price in it. I don't think I do. And then I send them that so that they can have like a 5 minutes of who am I and how am I going to help them.
Even the pre-workout, right? Someone that struggles with energy to work out. Seriously, sometimes I don't drink it. But someone that struggles, when I have to do cardio, that's my struggle. And I drink that stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm jumping. I'm doing all the star jumps that Jericho does. It's like crazy. But like, that's why we cannot like send a link. And it's funny, Margot, you being here when we had the DVDs and you being here when we didn't have share cart, that we used to send a link and people would just get lost because they didn't know what to order, right? So it's so nice that we have the bot now with access to all the programs. We have the library. So we don't have to like, oh, you're gonna get this program and then they don't like it. So like, okay, now I have to buy another one. So even that, like with the share cards, is very specific, right?
Yeah, no, I know the there is that little 1 minute, which I think is actually kind of cool, that BOD one. It's a 1 minute and it's very flashy and lots of music, and it scrolls you down so you can do a beginner, intermediate, or advanced workout. Like it can sort of, you can pick what you want based on your physiology or your ability or where you want to start. Yeah, so I do like that, and it's only 1 minute, and it's sort of, it kind of explains, and it's got the food and all that stuff. But Tamara, yeah, you're right. You know what? There's so many different things about Beachbody, and actually, I said that to Deb. Like this woman, Deb, that I'm talking to from Neora, she's one of their top people. Like apparently, she's like she knows people who have Eric Worre's mom in their network in this type of business. So she's like way up there as far as she's a speaker and she speaks internationally and all that stuff. Not right now. Anyways, for whatever reason, we've connected. Don't ask me why. And but it was funny because we were talking about what she does compared to what I do. And I just said, you know what, Deb, I have joined the hardest network company out there, but I've said, but it's the absolute best. It's like it fills my cup, and I know it fills all your guys's cup when you actually are helping. Like everybody says they want to help people, like that. You hear that all the time. And it's kind of like, do you really want to help people, or do you kind of want to fill up your bank account, depending on what the product is, right? But in this, we can't even, I almost feel like I don't know, like I'm keeping myself down low when I say I want to help people, because everybody wants to help people. But when you actually are responsible for telling somebody about something and they've lost 9 pounds, they have way more energy, they're sleeping better, blah, 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 just from eating well and exercising, that's really honestly helping people. It really is, because you could be extending their life on this planet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if any of you want to join me as a coach, no.
Yeah. What's wrong with wanting to pad your bank account though? What's wrong with wanting to have a retirement fund?
No, I'm not. No,
like share that, right? Talk about that. I'm building for my future. You know, this is long-term vision. This is my retirement fund where I'm going to have a residual income every month, and I'm not going to have to rely on my pension or the Canada pension plan or whatever you have in the US in terms of like a retirement fund, however that works. Like that's what this is for. And yeah, we're kind of at the age, maybe Angie isn't, but we're all kind of at the age where we are thinking about that. You know, like for someone who's 20, for the first time. For someone who's 20 something, maybe they're not. But okay, here is something you could send her, right? Do you remember this thing? Do you see it? So introducing your one-stop fitness and nutrition results that last. So when they go here, this is that BOD video, the sizzle video, right? Where you play. For you. I don't want to play the whole thing. And then when you go back, are you seeing this again, the PDF? Right, so then you go to the power of Shakeology, and it's going to bring up the this one. So there's that on it. Plus, then you can go into why a coach in Virtual Fit Club here. So this is another one, you know, where it's going to talk about like we don't have to recreate the wheel. And then at the bottom, it's got your information on the packages. And then you, like, this has no link to anyone. So you
Who
could
made it?
send her this. It was from a national wake up call, like,
Wow, that's amazing.
I want to say in the springtime, the lady did it. And then I actually made one for like me personally, but saved this one. So I can put this in the group. And this is definitely something, especially for a newer coach, that you can send to someone interested in like in the fit club, in that part of it. So if that's what she's wanting, you could do that. I personally like to send my video because I think that I'm the missing piece, right? I know I'm
Yeah.
the missing piece. They know what to do. Everyone knows it's fitness and nutrition. People might think it's more fitness than nutrition, but you know, we can always adjust that. So I can definitely put that into, yeah, it was Nicolette Anderson or something like that that put it in. I think I got it from the Beachbody Champions page.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Or under the National Wake Up Call, or wherever she posted it. And yeah, I will for sure.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no, that's a good one, because it's there is a lot of queries. Well, I don't know, I've heard, like, for instance, this woman from Neora, she said, what is Beachbody? She said, I've heard of it, but she said, how do you make money? Which that's what a lot of people who are in this, who have a product like face cream or something, they don't see how us all working out in front of a, they just don't know yet. But I'm just saying that is a question, is how do we make money? But anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely send that. I'll send it in the email, and I'll send it in the, I think it is in the files section of the Free to Be Coach Hub. Like, I think I put it in there a while back, but that's definitely something to share. And honestly, just start making videos. The more you make them, the easier
it
they get.
I say that because for me in the beginning, it was so freaking hard. And I remember watching Angie and Christina doing videos. I'm like, I'm never going to do that. That's not me. It's not me.
Yeah. So just start making them. I actually do them on my laptop, on Zoom. I hop into my own private, like, personal meeting ID. I hit record, and I just make it. And it's on Zoom itself. You can actually, like, in the middle of this recording, I can pause the recording. We could have like a private conversation, and then I can unpause the recording. So if all of a sudden you feel yourself get a little flustered, you just hit pause. And then when you regroup, you come back, and then you
have a shot of energy.
You hit the unpause button, and you just keep practicing making the videos, because you are the reason someone is going to join. You are. Are you showing up for yourself? Like, we see this all the time, and it seriously breaks my heart when I see a coach get results, feel amazing, and disappear. Because they're on a roll, and then something happens. Life is going to happen for all of us, whether it's summertime, whether it's, sometimes people are surprised, which always shocks me, about their home direct orders. And I'm like, well, we told you, and it says right in it, like, but sometimes people are surprised by that. And then they kind of are like, oh, even though it's so easy to manage them in your online office, sometimes that scares people away. And sometimes it's just life, like, something will come up. But if we can't commit to showing up for ourselves through all of those parts of life, no one is ever going to join us, right? Like, no one is going to want to jump in. And I'm off on a bit of a tangent here, but I have a lady that I have been talking to on Facebook now for almost a year, I would say. I think maybe like 8 months. And she is in 3 MLMs for sure, maybe 4. And I flat out said to her, because she was interested in becoming a coach, and I just said, you are not allowed to join me as a coach. If you want to join me as a client for now, you can, but I'm not taking you on as a coach, because you have too much on your plate. I don't want to add to your plate, and nobody knows what you're doing, because you have your fingers in all of these little jars, right? So you have no credibility if you are doing all of those things. You have no time because you're spread so thin. And how are you going to continually show up for yourself to be this happier, healthier human if you're spread so thin. So no, figure out what it is that you want to do. Do you want to do I can't even remember. I know one of them is It Works, but I don't know what the other ones are. And she's also a personal trainer, and she's also a Zumba instructor, and she was doing her early childhood education and working in a daycare. And I was like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, seriously, you need to get rid of some of those things. If you want to order the product, fine. Like, you can still order the product, but which one do you want to do? Which business do you want to do? So then she messages me yesterday and she's like, so my daycare just shut down, and so I lost my job. I'm still finishing my practicum, but I'm thinking of doing personal training online. If I do personal training online, am I going to need insurance? And I was like, well, like, huge red flags, right? And so I sent her a voice message and I was like, okay, if you are doing personal training online, I think you're going to need huge insurance, because you cannot adjust someone's position to make sure that they are doing a move properly if you're training them online. So your liability, your risk of someone getting injured with you personal training them online is massive. I would not want to carry that responsibility for myself. I said, you're way better off to have a space in your house where you're training someone one-on-one.
Like Max.
And I was thinking of Max at the time as I was talking about it, or outside where you're doing like a small group training. That's way better, because you're physically able to adjust someone or show them what a modification would look like, so they're not getting injured. And then I said, I have no idea why you would do this though. You should just be coaching, because I don't carry any extra insurance. My programs are designed by like the top trainers in the world. I have no liability. I find out what their goals are. I match them with the program, and I make sure they show the fuck up. Like, why are you going to take on and she's talking about money too, right? Like, she doesn't have money, the insurance, the time, the building one client at a time. Like, why are you going to take that on? So it was just a really interesting conversation, because I think she wants to be in the fitness industry, but doesn't know how to be in the fitness industry. And then it was like, it's really that easy. Like, but anyway,
and also I think the best part of Beachbody is every 3-4 months we get like a launch of a new program. So it's like it gets excited again. Like, I don't know if you saw, but like whoever is doing the leadership retreat right now, which are like the elite coach and above. Sean T is launching next spring a dance program. So like, I'm excited. I'm so excited, I'm excited for the new one from autumn coming January. So we don't have to create, right? We just let go like we do it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's one of the fun things. There is always something to look forward, or new flavor of psychology, or new products. I always love that part.
Well, and the other thing, I know Max would say this too, is that the programs give her ideas for her
personal
clients.
training.
So you're not always creating new moves and new programs and things like that. So
we talk a lot today.
Just so you guys know too, as a business, because I've owned my own business, I owned an events business for 15 years, something like that. And I just literally am closing it down right now. To own a traditional business, even a personal trainer, I'm sure Max has expenses that she has to incur. Your taxes cost more if you're incorporated, if you're an actual business. But if you're not incorporated as a business, then your liabilities are potentially really high. You could lose your house. Like, literally, if you're not incorporated and you have your own home-based business of whatever kind, and at least the incorporation part saves your house. So if somebody did get injured or something like that, and they wanted to sue you, they could take your house if you're just a proprietor. But if you're incorporated, they can't. They can only go after the business. They can't go after your house or your personal belongings. And so when I did my events business, I got myself incorporated. But there's so many expenses that come with that. Every year, income tax and all that stuff is expensive. This little business that we're doing, for the $20 a month plus maybe $116 bag of smoothie, you cannot, and the potential of income, there isn't anything that I know of on the planet that is that reasonably priced to be in. And then of course you can write off all your home expenses, your gym, the size of your gym, your hydro, your water, all that stuff. So you can get money back on income tax. So this type of business and this specific one itself by far over exceeds everything else.
You can write off your supplements. Like you can write off
Yep.
the bag of smoothies. So like it, and I think that's why people don't take it seriously. I think that's why people, like if you started up a traditional brick and mortar business and invested your $50,000 into your business, would you put 1 hour a day into it and hope that it would grow?
That's a Bonnie angle.
You would put in 15 hours a day and you'd be grinding and you'd be there 7 days a week based on this $50,000. And so now you have this business that you can get your return back like that, your $160 back like in no time at all. But it's because you're now an entrepreneur. And what's the next step? And you have this time that you can figure it out. Whereas if you had a business like a space that you had to go to that you were paying for, you wouldn't have that time. You would dive in and you would just do the fucking shit because you have to get it done to pay for the costs of the actual building itself, plus the insurance, plus your expenses in the building. Like it's mind blowing that people don't see that when it comes to this business. And not everyone wants to open a business per se. And I totally understand that. For some people, they get into this because they want to work on themselves first, and they would like to have, you know, a couple of $100 here and there to pay for extra bill. And that's totally fine because you can do whatever you choose to do with the business. But it's just that I think that's the missing piece is people do not get it. They don't get that they could be building their retirements for the future. They don't get that off of $160. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's just not said. Mm-hmm. That needs to be said. I mean, even I didn't have a brick and mortar. I had an events business, but that Here for Kids Expo and Pet Fair trade show that I organized it cost me $33,000 to put on, with all the characters, the pipe and drape, the rental of the venue, the catering, everything that I had to. So I had to sell sponsors and exhibitors to make anything. Luckily, I sold $37,000 worth of that. So I had $4,000 that I made, and then that had to go towards tax. So I made $0. And it was so stressful and so much work that, as I say, this minute bit of money that we are putting in for the potential massive money we can bring back. Not that this is about money, but I'm just saying, if anybody has a business mind out there in the whole world, they gotta, it's almost too good. So people think it's it doesn't work or whatever.
But you see, Margot, you have this experience, right? Sometimes when we get like baby coaches, like they're like just 18, they have no life experience. They probably didn't even have a 9 to 5. So they don't see that. Now that we're a little older, we got a little bit of experience in life. We see that. Even Tamara, she's going to open her own Zumba fitness studio. She will be completely tied to it. She was going to remortgage her house then. And probably now because of COVID, she would go bankrupt, if not before. Because we think like when the Zumba wave started here in Vancouver, studios start popping up everywhere. And she was going to pop one too. But then as they popped up, they went down because participants would not just commit to it, right? Anyway, so it's good that you have the vision and you went through the business having actually like a business, so you have the experience. So
I completely know, and right? It's the same thing with my business was events. If I had continued to do events and was doing it this past March, that's when it would have been this past April, I don't know what we maybe would have lost the house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's as I say, it's too good. And so I get verbal diarrhea and I can't speak because I want to say so much.
And now I was talking to Tamara yesterday because now I'm feeling a little bit more brave to travel. And I said, we have to make it happen, Mexico, the Unico, and what's in the Riviera Maya. You and Max are going. We need to make it happen. We need to, now there is insurance for COVID. We need to go.
Well, I think the only thing
that resort is freaking amazing.
I think the only thing in the way of people traveling right now, like honestly, is the 14-day quarantine. I don't have 14 days to quarantine when I come back. So I know that there is talk about like you getting tested when you return to your home country, and then you would get the results within like 2. I can manage that. 14 days, I can't do. Like I can't navigate for it, so I can't go because I don't have the 14 days on the other end. So I think that's the only thing holding us back from like going to Mexico in April.
But now I'm starting to look forward to that.
I really hope it happens.
Because my best friend, he's in Europe right now. He went with a super mask. He flew business class because he was scared of the coach. Like, and he said, you know what? There was nobody on the plane. Yeah. There was just until Montreal. There was like more people. But as soon as I was like, can you switch to coach so you get your miles back? And he's like, no, I can't. There was only him on the plane, basically. Him, the pilot. And he's now enjoying Cyprus and beautiful beaches and flying his drone everywhere, that Mediterranean water. I just get excited. You know, Brazilian people, the other day, and just like, you're shouting at each other. I was like, no, we're just excited. We're Brazilian. It's like Italian. I have Italian blood. My grandma is Italian, right? My grandpa.
And I'm loud.
So I'm getting excited with Mexico, okay? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear a mask, whatever, even the one that he had. Like, okay, we can go. And Mexico is right there.
And I really think I was talking to Sarah Batiste the other day. I just reached out to see how she's doing. Because for those of you that don't know Sarah, like Sarah's one of the top coaches on Empower Squad. She's been the sole provider for her family for a little while now. Patrick stayed home it was like early 2020 that he left his job. Sarah was able to get him out of it because he hated it. And he just got into the police squad or police training. So he's now Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. or something like that, like in training. So she's running her, like she's the CEO of her business, plus she's doing her Beachbody stuff, plus homeschooling Sophia and has a baby at home. So like her life is very full.
Oh, and Chichi,
and the dog. Yeah. So I just reached out to see how she was doing, and she said she's just focusing on the stuff right now that makes her happy, that brings her joy, and that's helping clients get results. So if that's what brings you joy right now, then just focus on getting clients and getting them results. But you've got to have those conversations. So.
And she's the one that got last year when we were on stage, that got Kira, that lost 113 pounds and got second place in the Beachbody Challenge. She went to introduce her on stage. Yeah, it was amazing. It was part of our team.
Yeah.
Kendra.
Oh, we need to do a picture.
Yeah, let's do a picture because today we talked a lot.
A little bit intense. Margot, are you going to be in the light somewhere? There she is. Okay, smile. Look at this beautiful team. Look at you beautiful ladies. And does anyone have anything else they want to ask, go over? Now's your time, right? This is your time. We don't just have to talk all the time. Oh, I gave Angie her MBF tank top yesterday.
That's awesome.
There it is.
It's so cute,
It is
Angie.
so cute. And it looks so good on her.
Oh, I love it. Like, I qualified for this tank top and I was like, Angie, do you want it? What size do you want? I'm going to order it for you then.
Yeah. So I gave it to you yesterday. I don't hear you.
I can't hear you. You're muted. Wait.
Oh.
There you go.
Can you hear me now? Oh, Clarissa, I posted a purple hair photo, but it's a lot nicer than yours, just to let you know.
But not nicer than Maggie. Maggie wins.
Oh my God, it looks so bad on me.
Man.
Oh wow, look at your delts.
Do you see?
Holy,
Look at that. This is,
holy.
I'm
Angie,
yeah.
you're killing the program.
Oh
You're
my
doing amazing.
do you so Tamara can vouch for this. I hate it. I don't
Well, everybody hates Amali.
I don't hate it.
He's hot.
The first what was it? The first 3 days, I don't like when I physically
Can't do something.
when I can't do a move, it makes me, I just don't like it. So yesterday was full body tempo,
That's what Marla just did.
and the day before was pole. And I don't have a chin up thing, so for me, I like it because I do the modified version, but I do the intense. And those 2 workouts are the only 2 workouts that I actually like. I can't follow. I'm pausing. I am doing like, it's a 40-minute workout, and I don't like long workouts. I don't like it. And I'm doing, my workouts are usually about 50-55 minutes because I have to pause because I can't keep up with little fuckers. And this is hard. It legitimately is hard, but I'm standing here and the only thing I can see is this.
Totally.
And it's just like, I don't know. I feel I'm not going to quit. I'm going to finish it, but it is hard. And right now I'm having a battle with my nutrition. Me and my nutrition were punching it out because I have a very, very crazy lifestyle over here, and the consistency is just completely up in the air, and I'm dominating in my happy place, but I am not dominating in the non-happy place. So I did the 3-day refresh, and I lost reset, and I lost 4 pounds. So that's the 2 Thanksgiving dinners that I had. But I am struggling, and the only place I don't want to struggle is in my happy place. And Amwala, he's just lucky he's good looking and he takes his shit.
Exactly. He's got that going.
Well, good job, Angie.
But
Yeah, we're all really proud of you.
it is hard, and it's so funny. You don't know what a program is like until you've actually physically done it.
Yeah.
I really don't like. I'm like, oh, in 4 weeks of the prep, that is bullshit. It does not prep you for 6 weeks of the work. You have to like do it like 5 times before you actually can do 6 weeks of the work. It's hard. It's hard. But
say like in Summit that I looked at you, we said to each other, we're never doing that. And then Tamara looked at Max.
Max and I were like,
yeah!
Bring it on. He's gonna swear at me? Yes. And she's looking at me like, you're crazy.
Yeah, you 2 are crazy.
I want some
that because a lot of the times, especially when I do the push-ups, because I do it in Tamara's gym, I have to turn around so I'm not watching it, and because like that, I do my push-ups up here and I can hear, keep on fucking going, you can do it, don't fucking get. I'm like, okay, shut up.
Yeah, it works.
She likes that stuff.
Yeah.
I know on that.
Yeah, when he would swear at me, I'd be like, okay. Like, I don't know why.
You know, the thing that I like about it the most, and I find myself looking at, is the other people that are doing 6 weeks of the work. Like sometimes I'm doing better than them, and they stop and they breathe, and sometimes I go, well, how much weights do you got? And they're like, I got 10s, and I'm like here with my 15s. I'm like, oh, you little weakling, I got more weights than you do. So that kind of, you can see, it's not like those other programs where you freaking, where people, the people that are working around are just doing it. Like the people that are working with Amwala are suffering, and they're like, he tells them, take a break.
Hell.
Yeah, except for the girl, the blonde chick.
Oh, Pernella?
Yeah, Prunella.
Freak of nature? Who are
I don't
you?
like her.
The one,
the blonde one, the tall, skinny blonde one.
Yeah. The one that's always in the far corner.
And you're like,
he calls her Mama something, or
well, there's the Mama Bear one.
Okay.
Mama Bear is the smaller blonde lady
Okay.
that has with the short hair.
Yeah.
She's like the size of my arm.
Oh, that's the one that irritates me.
Yeah. Prunella.
Is that her name? She's European.
Yeah. Her name is
The
Prunella.
blonde one, the short blonde haired one.
Oh no, that's
That's
my
the mom.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
thinking,
she's
Max,
like-
she's got longer hair. It's always in a ponytail or tied up. She's tall, super tall and thin with like the six pack.
Oh, well, I don't like either of the women.
Yeah.
But that one, the one with her ponytail back all the time. What was it? What was the one that she was in? But she just went all like she
No,
and
she's a
that
freak of nature.
I don't like watching her because he's just doing. I like watching the big freaking strong ass men just being. Like,
I like the guy, the funny guy. Will was doing it with me one time, and it's the funny guy. He was the one that kind of got in trouble one day, and they made
Oh yeah.
do extra. He always was my favorite to like watch him because he would make weird faces and like I don't know. It always seemed like he was having fun.
yeah, and it's nice to know that people like that who are fit and they say what they're doing stuff. It's nice to know that those people aren't struggle. Unlike all the other workouts, they're just go. You can see that it's hard for them, but they still do it. Here you have the guys that I don't want to say slack off because they're working like a hard and they can't do it anymore. And you see them just lying there like, oh my God. And then it's like, no, Walla, don't come over to me.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's nice. It's hard. It's challenging. I'm just finishing week 1 right now. So
Today is range and repair, right?
today
His range and repairs are the best.
She loved it. I remember she
Best.
mentioning all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
it's my
He
favorite
knows how to
day.
get you ready for Monday.
and it's shorter than 4 weeks of the prep. 4 weeks of the prep range and repair was 40 minutes. When I looked at it today, it's only 25.
20. Yeah. So
Yeah,
really
it's shorter because they're only it doesn't do the full body like 4 weeks of the prep. 4 weeks of the prep is kind of a full body where range and repair is a little bit broken into like multiple like hips and back or whatever.
Like I'm excited. I feel like I'm gonna come out like a bodybuilder or something.
We'll
like
talk to you next Sunday, right, Tamara?
Yeah, after the Crucible.
Oh, I also heard about that one. That's like hell.
when
I remember.
when I did the Crucible for the 4 weeks of the prep, and that's only 25 reps, I was like, I can't. Like, I'm not.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. Sorry. The words. I can do it. But that 40-minute workout is going to be like an hour and a half workout.
That's okay.
That's okay. You just
Nobody
get it
can do them all without stopping.
done. Yeah. I paused.
Okay, I gotta run, guys.
Okay, have a
Us
good
too.
Sunday,
Sunday.
ladies.
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you.
Besitos.